Welcome to the Emerging Lawyer series at the Coffee Conversation Show powered by the Emerging India Forum, TIF, and a tech partner, Prime Infotech Solution. Theme is 5G patents and precision inside the mind of an IP strategist. In this episode, we dive into the world of telecom, technology, and intellectual property with Gautam Maddipatla, a leading IP lawyer and team manager, EP practice at S&H Partners. With a foundation in engineering and a deep specialization in 4G, 5G, NR, SEP, prosecution, and litigation, Gautam sits at the intersection of innovation and law. His work spans patent strategy, cross border IP prosecution, and complex telecom technologies that shape the world's digital backbone. But beyond the technical brilliance lies a story of relentless learning, precision, and a passion for safeguarding innovation. This conversation isn't just about patents, it's about power, possibility, and purpose. And we also come to know Gautam as a person. So, welcome, Gautam. So, you will take us to 6G in the conversation.
Thank you, Amir.
Okay. So, let me explain you. There will be three rounds: professional, personal, and a surprise rapid fire round where you're in the hot seat. And here's your inspiration legal AI. It will be autographed and sent to you, but you have to win it first. So, let's begin the first round. Frenam Lion Amir Varani, host at Coffee Corner, legal tech evangelist at Prime Infotech Solution, author of 15 books. So, my first question, Gautam. You began your journey as an engineer before stepping into IP law. What inspired that transition, and how has the journey been till that? And what are the key defining moments you had?
Okay, so I started my work into research, and when I was researching, I got an opportunity to write comments for a telecom consultation paper to try. So while writing the comments is when I understood. So till that time, I used to feel all tech, all tech. So it's all telecom software for me. But when I was understanding the legal framework behind how frequency is allocated, and how I mean how difficult it is to do that regulatory work. So I really got interested in understanding how these two intersect, the tech and the legal framework. So, but it was not right time for me still, but it took me some more motivation to do my LLB and then become an IP lawyer. It took a while, but yes, that was a starting point. I'll say it began during writing comments for a telecom consultation paper.
Wow. So let's build a conversation. Working on 4G, 5G, and telecom patents is highly specialized. What excites you most about this space?
So it's not just merely because my background is into this, but as the space is emerging very rapidly. I mean, I'll not even say it is evolving by the day. As you see, right, though the architecture remains the same, so how we transition from 4G to 5G and how we are in the phase of going from 5G to 6G. So this truly intrigues me. Why? Because is at this, I mean, it's not only about the speed and all, but how overall the digital transformation is happening and how it's kind of empowering other things. So, medtech, for example. So, how the communication is. So, I always was interested in how this communication happens. When I was a student and when I used to work in the labs, so I was always interested in testing, how packets get transfer from one layer to other layer, and how I mean how the protocols work and how the communication framework as such sustains. So through this interest began, and by reading all the standard setting organizations papers, all the standards, and how the tech space is evolving by the day, and how it's intersecting with big data, IoT, and AI, of course. So this intrigues me every day, and every day I'll tell you, when I mean every day, it's really every day I learn something new, because I deeply follow all the things, all the technology that's keeps on changing, and at what rate and what flow it's changing. So this truly, it still keeps me hooked to books, any kind of reading material, my tab, my PC. So I read something every day. I make sure that I read something and I understand something. And also, what interests me is the legal cases that go with this technology. So that I read the court proceedings that are happening in the Munich, you know, all the litigation cases which I'm not working on, because these reading those
Mhm.
hundreds of pages tells me so where the technology is and where we are going and what kind of problems we'll be seeing in the future. So these pave a way where it starts me. I'll think, okay, now I have, I'm working on something. For example, I'm working on 5G NR. So tomorrow, when it intertwines with something else like AI, what are the possibilities? How my legal strategy should change. So these keep me always, on my toes.
Wow. So, for viewers out there, what is telecom law all about in simplified words?
In simplified words, it's nothing. The telecom law is about the regulatory behind how the national these things, the frequency allocation boards and the authorities allow the vendors to use the frequency, and also how the vendor can charge the subscribers. Even that has regulatory. So it's all about between the telecom regulatory authority and the vendor and the subscriber. Between these three entities, what happens, what kind of transaction is happening, and what are the rules and regulations behind them. This telecom law is all about these three entities and the actions that are happening between these entities and how they're regulated. Yes.
Wow.
And
Okay.
also to be precise, right? So frequency is all around us, right? So when you say each and every device has, say for example, our smartwatch, our smart ring, our PC, our tab, everything goes under one frequency, right? So it'll be very interesting for someone to understand how these are allocated and how the vendors can actually use them, and how the end subscribers, we are bound by a lot of legal things that we use. Say for example, your phone has when we sign up for something, we sign up for this regulatory as well, that will use it only for the intended purpose and not for anything else. So yeah, it's really interesting, and telecom law is very simple. It's all about how the framework operates between these three entities. That's all.
Wow. So, uh, my next two questions will be for viewers out there. How is a data privacy being managed by the operators, and how do you lawyers guide them for the impact of the privacy laws?
So privacy laws keep on changing, Amir. In the sense that HIPAA, up to a level, it can enforce, privacy, but it's not comprehensive. So the laws, the privacy laws always keep changing. You might be aware of this case called Everalbum in USA, where in the nascent stages of AI, what this company used to do is they used to generate new faces using the subscribers' photos in their database. So which the subscribers were not aware of. So they had to
Mhm.
shut down, but privacy is taken that seriously, because what the AI is training, because they did not have the valid permission of the subscribers. So every of them had to shut down. But it's that serious, and privacy laws keep on changing. Why? Because is, as you know, by the day, right? Every day AI is also advancing. So, and it's not only about the telecom, operators as such, but everyone are bound by a lot of privacy laws. And as it is evolving, we stick to what we know, and kind of what's the abuse happening there, and what kind of remedies we can provide to the victim. So it's as simple as that. But if you see, also privacy laws change from country to country. So when working cross-border, so for example, Everalbum has also violated the privacy concerns in India. That would have been an interesting case, but that was not the case there. It was only US. So always this cross-border privacy concerns, right? So that would be interesting because I mean, it will be a synergy of lawyers working cross border and due to different laws because of territories, we should see such kind of judgments in the coming years, Amir. So I'm really looking forward to such kind of cross-border cooperation between countries for some cases that involve this kind of privacy violations. As of now, there aren't any, unfortunately. Yeah.
Wow. So good thing you have led me to my next question. Uh,
Yes.
Patent law often involves complex cross-border collaborations. What have been your key
Yes.
learnings from working on global mandates?
So Dane, I work with European patent attorneys. So also they've taught me a lot in how they look at things and how different I was trained in India. Because when I started my career as an IP lawyer, I was only restricted to Indian Patent Act and also our trademark law or copyright law and how we see things and how patent officers here behave and how the appellate board was operating. So these kind of things. But when working cross border with European attorneys that I have learned how they see litigation and how simple they operate. So we Indians, we are complex, Amir. So when we deal with a specific case, for example, we think on it in a very complex manner, and our problem solving skills may be good, but maybe technologically, but not legally. But the things that I have learned from the attorneys there, they look at things in a very simplistic manner. It's not about breaking down the a complex task into simple thing, but they have that approach. They're very cool, and it's their culture in how they look at things and how they take on things. It's they operate in a very simple thing. For example, the convention there is totally different from what we have here, and they are bound to that, but they think out of that. We never do that, Amir. Indian lawyers, we always constrain ourselves to the convention that we are working on, but the European attorneys are way apart, where they think out of that convention and they'll find the remedies. So that skills, I'll say that we are yet to learn the Indian lawyers, but yes, will be there in the next decade, Amir. But cross-border transactions, for example, when you are valuing a patent, for example, how we do and how they do, it's totally different. I was really surprised by seeing how simplistic their approach is and how complex we are. I'm not saying we Indians are very complex by nature, but yes, Indian lawyers are complex. Maybe that's the right thing to say. We Indian lawyers, we think of things in a very complex manner. We think of multiple things, but they fix their gaze towards a particular remedy and they'll totally work towards how to achieve that. So that's how simple they work. And it's been a very rewarding experience for me working with the European attorneys. I've learned a thing or two, and it's still work in progress. Though my association with working with the European attorneys has been 2.5 years for now. And I'll say that it's great amount of learning, and they have started to involve me because not because of my legal acumen, but because of my technological aptitude. I'll say that. Yeah,
Yes, very true. Okay,
yeah.
so let's go maybe down a lane, Gautam. Can you share a defining moment or case that
Hmm.
significantly changed your career trajectory and what were the key learnings?
It was, I can't name the client, but it's the world's major telecom provider, service provider, who has, patents more than 80,000. It was a litigation case, and it was a very defining moment for me. So we were able to crack the case. It took a little bit of time. It took us like I'll say 3 months, more than 90
Mhm.
days to be precise. But it was very rewarding because many people across countries came together, me from India, and there were people from Norway, there were people from Denmark, there were people from Sweden. So we all came together, and also people from Germany, especially attorneys from Germany. We all came together to solve this, and it was in the starting of this case, it was not clear as to where we were heading, but in the process of it we understood a way forward, and two law firms came together, and one service provider. It was a big thing. So but it took us 90 days, but it was a very defining moment when we won the case. It was a very defining moment for me because patent rights once lost forever. So that too, especially in EP. And it was a very significant patent and it was a standard essential patent. So losing that would have been very painful for all of us. But fortunately, we were able to, save the patent. It
Wow.
was it was very rewarding. I'll say that I took home a lot of learning, working with the German attorneys, working with the Swedish attorneys, and working with technical people from the service provider. So yeah,
Wow. So, Gautam, SEP prosecution and litigation require both legal and technical depth. How do you balance
yes.
these two worlds?
So technology emerges by the day because it evolves once if you see your technology node, it's shrinking as much as we never thought of, right? So same way in telecom also, when we are entering the 6G era from 5G NR, it's a rapid shift. Why? Because is we have to keep abreast of a lot of things. For example, how 6G is going to work with the digital twin. So it's really exciting, right? So we have to learn how these things operate technically, as well as what kind of, you know, acts and regulations these things, are covered upon. I'm not saying they fall under the ambit of, but they're covered upon. So when you are technically competent, and when you're legally resourceful, if you can balance these both, right? I mean, legally resourceful is a small thing here because I can take the help of another lawyer, Amir, but
Right.
technically I'm the only person, because technically I must be competent. That's a non-negotiable thing for me. But if it comes to legal acumen, I can approach anyone in my firm, outside my firm. So that's another thing, but being technically competent is the most important thing for me, Amir, because keeping myself up to date with what the standard setting organizations are doing, what they're up to, what are the telecom papers that are, and what are the standards, and who are the organizations, and what how the technology is paving way for new things, and what is going to change for me, especially that keeps me on my toes. Yes.
Wow. Beautiful. So, Gautam, how do you foresee telecom IP evolving with the rise of 6G and IoT ecosystems?
So this is where what we're talking about privacy. So privacy would be a big thing, Hamir. Why? Because is I'll show a small example here. See at the rate what AI is able to do, and combine it with the near to zero latency of 6G. So when you are going to bring AI, IoT, and digital twins on board with 6G, it's going to be new thing for privacy. So, and there'll be a lot of cases that I foresee from 2027. So, which would be interesting. And what I'm looking forward to is how would India be a part of, and how our regulatory, how our existing regulatory, how our telecom things, and how our act is going to, support us, and how we are going to be. We are not going to be the frontiers in this because Europe and US are ahead of us. We are catching up, but how we are going to transform our act, and how we are going to, look at the technology, and how we are going to be part of the global arena of the privacy concerns is going to be interesting for us. And because if you combine AI with anything, it's already dangerous. And 6G with AI, and 6G with IoT, and 6G with digital twins is going to be dangerous. It's a dangerous combination. And it's not only because of the dangerous combination that we are seeing here. Privacy stems from digital twin, as we know, right? We'll not be able to. We're already dealing with the deep fakes, and now,
Mm.
right, so it's going to be a very big thing, Amir. I mean, I can foresee that 27 is going to be the year for us to see breakthroughs in this area. But yes, uh, we'll talk about it in the future. But as of now, this combination that I am talking about, 6G plus AI plus IoT plus digital twin. So this is where we have to keep our eyes hooked at.
Because I was recently reading an article on ye deepfake affecting different sectors, fintech, education,
Mm.
HR. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so, what do you see by like the AI hallucination? Uh, what will be human mind will be impacted by all this?
When a human is very creative, so I had the fortune of meeting Shekhar Kapoor when I was in my previous company. So I worked at Nishit Desai Associates, which also is in BKC, very nearby to you, Tower 3 to be specific. So when we had an offsite, and Nishit Bhai's friend, Shekhar Kapoor is Nishit Bhai's friend. So we were having a roundtable conversation on how AI is going to impact. And he said that till the time humans are creative, AI is not going to affect us. At least the impact is not going to be on the people who are creative. And I really agree with him, Amir. I'll tell you, for example, we have a multitude of tools, AI tools for us in drafting prosecution for lawyers, I'm saying. So we have a lot of tools, but I'll tell you, when it can't compete with a very good IP attorney who can you know evaluate the patent act and write a response in such a way that he is going to that point by point rebuttal A is not able to do because of logical reasoning. AIs is not at there. I've used Grok for whatnot. I've used all the latest AI tools, but I'll tell you the logical reasoning part is yet to achieve for any language model. We are very far away. But as Shekhar Kapoor says, the creativity and take the case of a lawyer. If the lawyer is very creative and his point by point rebuttal is very convincing, A is not able to do it at the moment. Amir, at least at the moment, we have been using Grok 4 and we have been using advanced AI tools. But I'll tell you, if I'm going to ask A to do a point by point rebuttal for my EP case, and if I'm going to ask a seasoned IP attorney with 10 years or 12 years of experience, I've seen that AI is not able to compete. But yes, for digesting the huge technical content, for analyzing, humongous amount of data. For example, you have a very big PDF file of 400 pages and you need to digest using Google's language model, that notebook is really helping us. I'll say that A man plus AI is what is going to be the future, Amir. And it's not going to, you know, take away something from you. It's actually going to substitute your shortcomings. Say a
Yes.
human can't analyze 400 pages of data in 2 hours, right? But an AI can. But AI doesn't have the logical reasoning that an attorney can think with. So both of these combined will achieve more efficiency. This is my take on the thing.
Yes, very true, very true. So I've been advocating on AI plus HI, artificial intelligence plus human intelligence, with
Intelligence,
coffee
yes,
speakers. So one of my
yes,
posts will
yes,
also be coming on related to this part about
yeah.
AI hallucinations. Yeah.
And we have got a
Okay.
mandate that why can't we improve our efficiency? Say, for example, if one of our attorney is drafting a patent application, a complex patent application for a telecom or electrical or electronics. So the thing was, why can't we bring down the time? Say, for example, for drafting a high quality patent application, the time required would be somewhere north of 45 hours, 45 man hours. So by using AI, why can't we reduce the time? So we have
Mm.
created template generators, in-house template generators. We have some software developers who help us create some tools for us. So IP management tools, docketing tools, whatnot, and also anywhere where our work can be improved or we can improve the efficiency. So, but it has been kind of not that successful for us, Zamir, because what we do, we can at max we are able to reduce 7 to 8 hours of time, which is not much, I believe. If you take
Yes,
50 hours of time, right, doing it in 40 hours is not that efficient for us. Maybe if it was 25 hours, it would have been a breakthrough for us, Amir. So, but
yes,
we are not at there. But hopeful that it can happen in the near future and we can improve our output. Also, when you're dealing with some technologically complex case, right? AI is there to help us. But you know what, Amir, it's not precise most of the times. The protocols
yes,
that it throws, the standards it refers to, and the sources it refers to, everything can be incorrect. So, and if we are going to take it to the court, right? So, if we are proven wrong, that's it. There's no going back. You
yes.
can't you can't accept in the court that you have not done the analysis and AI has done it for you. So that's one
Can't.
thing all lawyers should be aware of before entering
Yes,
into the court. Yeah, it's a very
yes,
important
embarrassing.
thing that we must be aware of. Yes.
Yes. Okay, so my next one. As a team leader, how do you nurture young IP professionals to think strategically and technically?
So here I have a very big team who deal with prosecution, someone deal with analytics, someone deal with drafting. So what my take on is when I want them to analyze a patent portfolio, I not only ask them to do it from the technology thing, but also combine business. Think from the business point of view and also from the legal point of view. The intersection of these three things, the young minds, the average age of my team is around 27, I'll say. So they're all young. I have as young as I have trainees starting fresh out of colleges. I have one guy from IIT now who is just like 23 years old, and I have people, I'm 36 now, so I have attorneys 34, 32, and I also have attorneys elder than me. So if you ask me how we look at things is, so we have to think at the intersection of business, technology, and law. So that is when we are able to solve complex problems and we have to keep learning. So continuous learning is the important thing here. If you say something is multi-phased, right? In that multi-phases, the continuous learning is your primary phase. If not, you'll go behind. So continuous learning is one thing that I always advocate on, and we have a weekly continuous learning session where we talk
Wow.
upon either technology, either law, it can be anything, but one person from our team has to give a session on something which we call as a continuous learning. So because everything evolves, the law evolves, the technology evolves, and the business also emerges, right? So we
Mm,
have to keep abreast of these things. So we have continuous learning, and also we work at the intersection of these things. And I ask my team to ask as many questions as possible, Amir. So I'll not be irritated, and I ask my leads also not to be irritated. Why? Because this is the only way the young people learn. So let them ask the questions and let us be patient with them. Let me, I also say, even if the question is as stupid as it is, it's okay. I'll be okay with that. And I'll set out time for you, but ask as many questions as possible before you take up a task while you're working on the task. Even after you're completed, you give your learnings to me. So that's how I've been learning from young people, Amir. This is one thing
mm,
I agree to. Seriously, how a young person is, bringing technology into our daily work. I learn from him. So that way I'm being efficient in many things. Say for example, I never knew how to segregate folders in my outbox. I've learned that from a 25-year-old.
mm, mm,
So I don't have, I'm not shy in saying this, but young people
mm.
bring new ideas.
Yes.
So I teach them what I can, and I also learn from them what they can teach me. So this is how my team has been evolving, and I'll say that as of now, I'm 100% satisfactory at the way how our team has been, working cross border, because we work with the EP attorneys sitting in Germany, Sweden, and all. So my team is doing good now.
Wow. So, Gautam, if you could change one thing about the way patents are viewed or handled in India, what would it be?
So, Amir, as you know, right, patents in India, we all, including me, so we all see that as a legal framework and a necessary thing to have. We don't see the incentive of it. So that's where what Indian companies do. I've been working with a lot of Indian companies out of Hyderabad, Chennai, all the big companies as such. But what they look at is they go for very broad protection abroad. But when it comes to India, they see it as a regulatory thing that they should have, because they are operating in India. They think of it as must have thing, but enforceability no, because they perceive India and China as some countries where you can't enforce things. I really, think that this perception should change. We as lawyers, the patent law, the patent examiners, the controllers, we all, we all should change. And how the high courts, the district courts, and the Supreme Court sees the, patent law, it all should change, and we should be. I'm not saying that the government is already incentivizing startups, but they see it as a way to enter foreign markets. They file a patent in India. The next day, they'll come to me and they'll say that, boss, we now have a patent in India, but my market is not India. This is the same thing. But what I want to see is we should see the how good a patent can be to have in India. So that's what I want to change, Amir. I always keep telling to my clients about the Amazon's one-click patent. Are you aware of it, Amir, by any chance?
No, please share.
Okay, so yeah, so Amazon patented a thing, a small method called as a one-click patent. What it does is it'll let you check out of your cart in one click. Your payment is done by using some wallet kind of thing. In those times it's called prepayment, a thing that you have funds, so through one click you are going to check out. So this was a big thing. They got the patent grant in 1999. Imagine, before the 2K bubble. And
Hmm.
Amazon had this. I'll say that this was the stepping stone for Amazon, which many people are not aware of, because there was a company called Barnes and Noble. So they
Hmm.
bought a similar kind of thing to check out, and Amazon went and sued them, and they were
Hmm.
able to extract. I'll say from this patent, Amazon's revenue was billions of USD. Imagine one
Hmm.
patent before 2006, and in 2007 the patent was challenged. It was re-examined. After re-examining, what Amazon did is it simply awarded some claims, and it narrowed down some claims, and what it does, it again got a grant which was valid till 2017. So after 2017 is what the private players bought this one click system. Till 2017 companies had to wait out.
Hmm.
Imagine, Amir, what a patent
Yes.
can do. It can change the business decisions. It can
Hmm.
change the way a business can enter a territory. It's everything. Patent is everything. But we in India, we see patent as a legal regulatory thing that we must have. Why? Because
Hmm.
instead of, see, some clients of mine, they tell that, boss, to get a foreign filing license is a pain. So why not we file an application in India and then we take it in the PCT route? It's
Hmm.
like
Yes.
something that they must do. It's not because, so we as, I'm not saying, see, I'm not negative towards how we operate in India, but the way people perceive, right? Especially the global companies, when they enter India, they just ask me, we are interested in having a patent in India and don't have broader claims like have in US and Europe. Our thing is, we also want to save the prosecution cost in India. We don't want to spend on that. I feel like, boss, you're spending like, 10 tens of thousands of USD or euros in Europe and US for prosecution. You're not willing to spend anything in India. Why? Because they see that as, they want to have a smooth flow with the patent office and have as much narrower claims as you can, because we are not like interested to enforce it in India. This pains me, Amir. This pains me because Modi says we have to build in India, we have to do everything in India. But when the foreign players come, right, they're just treating that, yes, because we have the research lab here, we have the GCC center here, so we'll file patents, but those patents are different from what we are going to protect in their
Hmm.
interested geographies and territories. It really pains. I want our India to evolve. China is evolving. I see that China is evolving. Within 15 days, the Chinese patent office is giving a office action, but we are lagging because of manpower. There are a lot of technical people, but we don't have examiners. So all these things, right? I want to change, Amir, and we should be the destination because we are a population. We are a population. We are the
Hmm.
consumers of the future, young
Hmm.
population. So people should think that I must have a patent in India to enforce it, not to bypass something or to a must-have thing. They want, they should try and think of enforcing the patent in India as well. Yeah.
Wow. So, Gautam, who has influenced you or who do you follow from the world of telecom laws in India and globally?
I think it's personal because you might not know the person, but he's an EP attorney he's an Indian origin EP attorney. So he has been influencing me. And also, I see many players. I see some, I'll say that the tech enthusiasts from the EP who post a lot on LinkedIn. So about what the 5G is about, what the NR is about, and kind of how it is evolving and how the regulatory framework should catch up. So these people may not be the people whom you know, but I work with them and they inspire me every day. It's because they're all pretty old, Amir. They're all 60, 65 years old, but they're still kicking it. I mean, I'll say
Mm.
that, the way that they approach law, that they've all done their MSc or PhD in telecom before I was born. Okay. So,
Yeah.
and how they have caught up on the education, the recent happenings, and how in depth they analyze the telecom sector, and how they assist me, and how they kind of instruct me to do some things, I really get inspired. And the way some European attorneys, especially the German people, draft patent application. Mm, and maybe sometimes these attorneys are not someone from my own firm. They may be from some other competitor firms, but I still
Yes.
get inspired from them, Amir. I see the way they operate, the way that they write patent claims, and the way that they chart claims, and the way that they argue in courts. So these things, right? Many people inspire me. It's not one person. I'll say that my inspiration for this week would be someone, next week would be someone, but the constant mentors that I have from Europe, yes, they really inspire me. And I
Wow.
also have some mentors, not from the legal world, but from the tech world. So
Yes.
I keep interacting with them, maybe 30 minutes a month, maybe when they have time to understand what their take is on something. But I'm fortunate that they're giving me the time, Amir. I'm really glad that people are giving me the time, and
Very.
I'm grateful for that. Yes.
I'm so happy to eh, learn about this.
Mm.
So all
So,
my speakers are my, what do you say, contributors in my learning journey. So learning from everyone. Uh,
man.
okay. So my last question: what advice
Yes.
would you give to engineers who want to enter the IP
Mm.
patent law world?
So I'll say that the engineers are generally technically very adept. I mean, when you pass out your engineering, you know a thing or two about where you are specialized. And especially when people go for higher education, like when I was doing my master's in engineering, it was like I was always thinking about the tech. And like I told you, till the time I wrote the comments to the consultation paper, telecom consultation paper, I was not aware that the legal framework is actually difficult, and technology is just, technology is somewhere. I'll say the technology is not easy, but as a technical person with years of training on that, it's easy for you to understand the technical perspective of it. But to grab the legal thing and work on the intersection where these two meet would be really interesting. And it's also financially satisfying as well. Than being an engineer, being a tech lawyer would definitely make you take home a lot more. That's one thing. That's also one incentive. And the way that we use our technical knowledge to kind of to help people and to help the general law evolve, right? That would be a thing where you'll get intrigued every day, and it'll keep you busy. It'll keep you busy. It'll keep you thinking, always occupied. So it's really rewarding, not only in a way that you'll be the gratifying thing, Amir, by being an engineer plus lawyer is you get to use both your skills.
Yes.
Sometimes your technical skill will be 90%. Sometimes your legal acumen will be 80%. It depends case to case, but you get to use both the things. And you don't get to do it if you remain an engineer.
Yes, very
Yes.
true. Okay,
Yes.
so let's go to the next round and understand Gautam as a person. Tell us about your family and your formative years.
So I'm from a middle class South Indian family. It's not a cliche, but yeah. And my formative years were in Andhra and Tamil Nadu. So
Hmm.
I am assimilated with both the cultures of Telugu and Tamil. So and my father be my family is basically into education. My dad being a teacher, my grandfather being a teacher, and my uncles owning educational institutions. We are all from the education fraternity. So the emphasis was always on education, technology, what I can learn. So it was always on that, and they gave me the freedom to explore anything that I wanted. So when I wanted to explore, and I also have some lawyers in my family. So
Okay.
so that's one thing. So when I told my family that I want to, make a small switch here, not a total switch, but a small switch where I've done something in technology now. I want to switch my path a little bit, learn the law and all. So my paternal uncle, being a lawyer, so he told, I have told you this path option like around 10 years back, and now you come to me and say that you're interested in law. So, but they've always been supportive for whatever I do, my family. So that was my upbringing, and the culture that I have is I have something from Telugu, something from Tamil. So it's a
Mhm.
mix of a thing, and I'm also from a border area between Andhra and Tamil Nadu. So I really enjoy both the cultures, and that's how my childhood has been. And a major part of my life I have lived in, though I've lived in Chennai, I've lived in Mumbai, I've lived in Bangalore. I'll say that Chennai is very close to my heart. So yeah.
Wow. So let's go to your college days. Anna University, Chennai,
Yeah,
and
that
Karnataka
that was
State
in
Law
Chennai.
University. What are your
So
memories and experience from there?
Chennai is where not only education, but I also got my wife.
Ah,
So
interesting.
my wife was my classmate. So she works
Mm-hmm.
in tech. She's in Dell as of now. So,
Mm-hmm.
but we have met in Chennai. We have studied together. Then we have started a life together. We got married, and Anna University not only gave me my education, also my wife, because that's where I
Hmm.
met her. So it's a special connection, and
Especially.
it's also that I already told you I have a special bond with Chennai. So I always look forward whenever I have to go to Chennai, right? Be it for business purpose, be it for personal purpose, always look forward to go to Chennai. And if you ask me, this KSLU, it was actually Patel Law College in Bangalore that I have done my LLB from. So this is where I started thinking, because I started learning from my folks, from my teachers, and especially some of my lecturers were actually IFS, IAS, and IPS lawyers. So so I learned thinking how these people think, and how they have been a part of the legal fraternity for long. So it kept me, and I was always inspired by seeing older folks in the legal fraternity, where the way that they think, they teach, and the way that they want the young people to, follow their path. So it always used to inspire me. So my LLB days, I'll tell you, were the most satisfying days, because in my technology days, in my engineering, be it in my master of engineering, be it in my licentiate of science, I've met some people who are all alike. Okay. So the discussions are, I'll not say boring, but yes, all similar. But when you come to KSLU and when you come to a meeting, there were doctors in my class who were pursuing their LLB.
Mm-hmm.
It's that level, and they were robotic engineers who wanted to understand the intricacy of law and how the future is going to, shape it. So there are people from multiple places who have studied LLB with me, and the young people. When I went to class, there were young people 10 years younger than me who have
Wow.
actually passed their BBA and who have joined LLB. So meeting many people, it was a very good experience, Amir. So I've learned from my teachers who were all. There was a teacher especially who was a serving IFS officer who has incidentally done his law. After he retired, he came to teach law. So understanding constitution from him was a totally different experience. And I was always this Subramaniam Swami, right? How he talks about constitution. I used to look at his videos, understand his take on particular sections. For example, defamation, right? How he thinks about defamation, how my guru, my teacher thinks about defamation. It actually, put something in me. My own thinking was developed from this multifaceted thinking of multiple people. So how they think of a particular aspect, technical aspect, legal aspect. So my KSLU days were the ones that I always cherish, Amir. Yes.
Wow. Beautiful. So, Gautam, which is that hobby or interest which helps you to
Mm.
unwind and stay grounded?
So hobby as such, I read a lot, Amir. Not only technology, but also fiction, non-fiction. I read a lot. And
Wow.
I like to travel a lot. Travel in the sense, not only I like to vacation a lot with my family, and I'm really looking forward to the next month where I'm going to vacation. I always like to have long drives with my wife and son. So we even so people get amazed when I say that I drive in a car from Bangalore to Cochin, Trivandrum, where not. When I'm going to take some, and I also drive to Mumbai, Goa, whatnot. So I don't like to take flights. I like to instead drive with my wife and my son. My wife keeps me good company. And yes, my son is growing up. He's just 6 now. He's a young guy, but yes, I really enjoy his company as well. So when I'm not, when I really want to unwind, I want to travel with my wife and son, and sometimes with my dad. So these days, my dad is growing old, and I really think that solo trips that me and my dad have, mostly to temples. But yes, I get to spend a lot of time with him. I'm enjoying these things when I don't want to be a lawyer. Yes.
Beautiful. So, which is the current book you're reading, and what are the learnings?
So if you ask me, I may not be that much, but I'm currently reading Atomic Habits,
Hmm.
and my learnings are that small things each day are going to matter a lot in the next 5 years, 10 years. This is the learning that I'm understanding from this book. And also I'm also reading a lot of other books on I incidentally found some recommendations from Flipkart, and I ordered a lot of books recently, based on some books on Subhash Chandra Bose, some books on history, some books pre-independence, how things were in India. So I am getting to read a lot of things, and my perception towards India has changed. And we were always great. So we had people who were, the forefront in the world always. But still, when I go to business, so when I traveled to Sweden and Denmark in this October, just last month, how Europeans, Scandinavians see us is they see us as this third world country, and they really ask weird questions do you have running water is one question. So see the place that we are placed in the world, in this grand scheme of things, when we have people
Mhm.
who are technically competent and leading many companies and many organizations, but how we are seen in the world, that perception may not change in the near future, Amir. When I get to talk with someone in the airports of Europe, they really ask me, so what's your business here, how you have come, and so was it easy for you to come? And I when I stayed in Europe for some days, the neighbors asking questions like, what brings you here? And our own folks there also wondering, you know, how we get to travel there and how we get to do things. The perception of India has to change, Amir. And yeah, that's where I'm looking for. I believe in
Wow.
our lifetimes we have to see that, but I'm really not positive though, because things, when I read history and when I see the scale at which things change, it really takes 50 years for something to change. So, yeah.
So, if your friends had to describe you when you're not being a lawyer, what would they say in 3 words?
Uh, Most of my friends, see, I was a very common introvert person in my college days, school days, had limited group of friends. So people perceive me as introvert. But speaking to many people in this, after being, when I was working in the technology, I never had too many friends as such, and never had hobbies also. But after entering into IP and law, so I'll say that I've met many people, and I'm not an introvert anymore. So, and I've got many passions. Once traveling, and there are some. Also, I've started learning to play some sport, and it's keeping. I try to keep myself busy. So if you ask me, I'm still a calm person, but I'm not an introvert. So people can coin me as calm and easygoing. I'll say I'm very easygoing these days. As I'm
Wow.
as I'm growing old, I'm starting to take things lightly, and I'm really easygoing. And people around me are appreciating in the way that I'm letting things go. So yes, I'm calm and easygoing, Amir.
Wow. So, this one, I'm making you emotional. What message
Mm.
would you like to give to your son when he grows up? or he misses you, he will watch this video.
Okay, so one thing I would want to tell him is there are no shortcuts. It's actually only the hard work that is going to get up the ladder. And one more thing I want him to be proud of what he is and not take, not get, see, look down on things that he must be actually proud of. So these days I'm seeing around, right? Sometimes he comes and complains me that I'm always trying to say, but he's young, he does not understand the concept of being strong, right? So I want my son to be strong, be hardworking, and be inspiring to his junior folks. So this is what I want him to be, and more of all, I want him to be a very good citizen, and a proud citizen of India. And like we were discussing, I want my son Kian to see the change that we try for, like how we are perceived on the global scale. I really want him to even be a part of it, maybe because maybe we can't accomplish that. So I want my son also to be a part of striving for the same thing where how people pursue us. Yes.
Wow. So my last one is a googly one. Describe Gautam in one line.
Online, maybe I'm a traveling lawyer. Because when your team was actually arranging this meeting, I had my plans of traveling to Mumbai, and also BKC is a thing that I really like. So I actually wanted to do this in person, but
Okay.
unfortunately, the plan got preponed, and I had to be in Mumbai earlier, so I was not able to do it. But maybe in one word, I'm a traveling lawyer. I really like to breach the physical boundaries, go to new places, learn things from new people whom I meet, and also, bring back home what I learned from there and use it in my daily living. So from the Scandinavian people, I've been, they all are pretty much aware of the circadian rhythm. They go to office at 7 in the morning and they come back
Mm.
home by 5, which we don't
Yes.
do. And also when I respond to them over Teams or something in the late evenings, they'll ask me, so I see you working still, I was not expecting your message. So I think we also have to imbibe all this circadian rhythm, and we have to, not work beyond what it is. And I'll say that unfortunately it is not possible. And my team members who are watching this, they may see, they may think, oh, this guy is talking about this, and we are not getting to do this. Yes, we have to streamline our work, and I think we have to work within the boundaries, and we have to improve our work culture in India as well. Yeah, but I'm a
So
traveling lawyer.
let's put in hot seat the rapid fire round. Your go-to comfort
Yes,
food.
my go-to comfort food is always this dal chawal. Yeah,
Your favorite color.
my favorite color is blue.
You're a morning person or night person.
I'm a night person.
Engineering or law.
Definitely law, but I really love my engineering background as well. Yes.
Wow. Okay. One word to describe your leadership style.
Like I say, easygoing. Yeah.
Your memorable road trip to which place it was?
It was to this place called Alapi in Kerala with my wife and my toddler son. We celebrated his birthday in Munnar. I mean, we visited 11 places altogether, 11 days. So that was my memorable trip. Yeah.
Wow. Your dream road trip.
My dream road trip is in across Europe. I mean, I've done that with some of my working folks here, but yeah, I want to have a bigger trip someday. Renting a camper van and going around either with my family or my close work circle. I want to do that. I want to traverse multiple countries in Europe. Yeah.
Beautiful. Best piece of advice received.
Uh, I've received this advice from actually a very senior person when I was doing my internship. It was long back when I was doing my engineering. He used to tell me, you should, before you're 30, you take all the risks. But unfortunately, I've taken some risks and I've not taken some risks. And I really think back and I see that what he told was true. So any risk I could have taken before I turned 30 would have not impacted me when I'm, maybe I'm 36 now, would not have impacted me. I should have taken more risks. So I ask all the younger people, to take as many risks as possible before you're 30. Yeah.
Beautiful. Last one. Tea or coffee to recharge?
Coffee.
You're the coffee share.
Coffee. Always coffee. Coffee person.
So you did well in your book, which will be autographed and sent
Yeah.
to you. So
Yes.
Gautam's story is a powerful reminder that law doesn't exist in isolation. It thrives at the crossroads of technology, strategy, and human ambition. From engineering labs to complex global patent landscapes, his journey reflects curiosity, clarity, and quiet strength. As we close this conversation, it's clear that the future of telecom innovation needs protectors like him, precise, passionate, and purpose driven. So, like that, there are 500 plus coffee speakers who have shared their journey. Subscribe, implement their professional, personal insights in your life, see the change, and we continue conversation with another speaker or a cup of coffee. So, take care. Thank you.
Thank you.